I sent my niece very far away because of this. I would like to send my niece on a road trip for her graduation gift. The backstory: my family has a tradition of sending high school graduates on a road trip with friends as a graduation present. My parents did the same thing when they were younger, and took us on many road trips as kids. They are some of my best memories. My niece is graduating from college in May and I want to pay for her to go on a road trip with some friends. COVID hit when she graduated high school, so I wasn't able to offer a road trip then. The problem is my sister-in-law, my husband's sister. She's a very uptight and controlling woman. She's a very good mom, but keeps my niece on a short leash. My niece has always had strict routines and rules, such as no dating, no concerts, no going out with friends, no frivolous spending, etc. My niece is an absolutely wonderful person, and is graduating with a degree in chemical engineering and plans on attending grad school. I want her to actually have some fun before she jumps in grad school and full adult life. My sister-in-law doesn't want my niece to go. She thinks road trips are frivolous and expensive. She is an extremely frugal person, extremely dangerous, and a waste of time. My sister-in-law does admit she's not a very fun person, and that she knows she overreacts to lots of things. When I brought up the road trip recently, and me covering all the costs, she said absolutely not. Even though my niece is an adult, she still thinks she can control her daughter. My niece very much wants to go, but also doesn't want to disappoint her mom. I tried talking to my sister-in-law about all her objections. Niece has a good car, knows how to fix many things on it, has AAA roadside assistance, all the girls going are mature and not partiers, no one is interested in getting drunk and driving, I have family all along their planned route, and she won't have to spend a dime of her own money. As a side note, I paid for my niece to go to school, outside of what her scholarships didn't cover. And sister-in-law is still not willing to budge. This is where I might be the asshole. I told my niece she is an adult, and she gets to make her own decisions. I will pay for the trip, if she wants to go, no matter what my sister-in-law says. But, I worry that I am overstepping, and getting between my niece and her mom. I love my sister-in-law, but I don't think it's fair to make my niece have a small life. Life is dangerous and frivolous, and it's okay to not run from that. My husband says I should just drop it, so I don't damage my niece's relationship with her mom. So, would I be the asshole for paying for my niece to go on this trip? Update: I sent my niece very far away because of this. I followed the advice that some people gave me for my last post. I told my sister-in-law I was going to give my niece the money for the trip, and then I would drop it. I told my niece the same thing. I'd give her the money, and let her make her own decisions. A few months later, my niece came to me and said she was taking the trip after a lot of consideration. She told her mom, and it didn't go well. Unfortunately, it caused a huge fight between them, and my niece didn't talk to her mom for over 2 months. During that time, my sister-in-law bombarded me with accusations of taking her daughter away. Eventually, I blocked her on my phone, so the only way she could talk to me was through my husband, her brother. My husband took my side, but tried to soothe my sister-in-law, telling her she raised a mature and capable person, and she had to let go or lose her daughter forever. During that time, my niece was planning her trip, but also really missed her mom. She called me crying a lot, but never backed down on taking the trip. It was her mom that finally cracked, and after months of not talking, she reached out to niece and apologized. Things improved a little bit, but sister-in-law was still against the trip. My niece told her it didn't matter, she was going and that was that. Niece and her friends went on their trip and just got back last week. They had tons of fun. The only problems they had were one flat tire, and a bad sunburn on their first beach day. They ended up at Disneyland, and spent a few days just having the time of their lives. Niece was nice enough to call her mom daily, and provide updates, to help her mom not flip out too bad. Sister-in-law wasn't happy about her going, but admitted niece would have put her foot down at some point and the trip was a good excuse. She's still not happy with me, but she did thank me for always loving her daughter, even if we have vastly different ways of showing it. Niece is still negotiating how to have a better relationship with sister-in-law. So, yeah, niece had fun, and is working on her relationship with sister-in-law.